I've healed my own wounds, so I'm able to heal others without even having to be in your presence.
Yeah.
I don't have to see anybody to heal them.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it with my words, my thoughts, and my actions.
Mm-hmm.
I know better now. I know how to use my words in an appropriate way that's going to help edify and expand someone else's, so that they don't have that. If they are going through what I'm going through, it's all right. It's all right. You don't have to be hard on yourself. You don't have to belittle yourself. You don't have to have low self-esteem. You don't have to use drugs or alcohol to hide that. Just deal with it, embrace it, move on. Because it's making you stronger. You don't see it now, but it is making you stronger.
Yeah, the pain.
Because someone's gonna come around in your life, might be the next day, that God places in your path that's going through the same thing, but they did it a different way and they got a different outcome. And it might be the outcome that you need to hear. So we're all a lesson and a blessing and a testimony for each other. We just forgot it.
For questions, comments, and to show your support, visit us on the web at afroempath.com. Test
Hello.
1, 2. Peace, brother. How you doing?
Yes, hi. How you doing?
I'm good.
I've been anticipating this conversation.
You've been anticipating it, you said?
Yes.
Oh yeah, why is that?
Because I've been listening to all of your shows, and they're very informative, and it's helped me to be able to relate with other melanated empaths that I've been trying to find around this planet.
Gotcha.
And it's been a journey because we scattered.
Yeah.
But I find quite a few of them throughout the day now. They're just coming out of the woodworks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So where are you from?
I'm from Bridgeton, New Jersey, by way of North New Jersey, but now I reside and sleep in Atlanta, Georgia.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So give me, if you would, give me like a brief background of your childhood and kind of when you knew you're different, as and how, like, this whole empathic thing. You said you're an INFP?
Yes, INFP and J. I'm a mixture of both on different days.
Gotcha. So tell me about your early childhood and just when you realized you were different.
Around 3. I come from an abusive family. My dad, he never knew how to show love, give love, or receive love. But my mom saw love in him somehow or another enough to marry him. But I find out later on through life that she just wanted to get out of the situation where she was at and thought she would, be in a better situation, but that wasn't the case. So he wound up being abusive and being abusive to both of us. And I, being who I am, sensitive and very effeminate, but I don't act effeminate. I don't carry myself that way. I still conduct myself in my business as a man because that's who I am. I can't help who I love. But what
do you mean by that? What do you mean by effeminate? You mean you consider yourself bisexual or homosexual or what?
Yeah, I do. I date women and men.
Gotcha. So let me ask you this: Do you think that some of the like, you ever think that your relationship with your father may have made you long for a male love that you couldn't find in him?
In a certain way, in a certain degree. I had it when I was around him. He would show somewhat similarities of what love is, but it just wasn't the full effect. So yeah, I was searching for love in all the wrong places, and I found certain men that gave me those attributes that I was lacking in a father figure.
Gotcha. Because
mine wasn't there.
Gotcha.
He spent more time in prison than he did in our home.
Understood. I'm so glad I get to talk to you, because there's always been theories in my mind about, especially empathic men, because, I for example, I have a Facebook group, and in it, there's a heterosexual empath that says that, he said something like, even though I'm 100% straight, like I can energetically still kind of like flow in between loving people, and because we love so deeply. You know what I'm trying to say? that it's like we can feel a certain way towards men and like but still be heterosexual. You know what I'm trying to say? So I wonder, like, you know, if I think a lot of empathic men that you know may have been heterosexual men if they had better relationships with their fathers. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I do, because mine wasn't there.
Yeah.
Had he been there, I would have had someone to emulate.
Yeah.
And being around all my aunts all the time, and then they're walking around in their undergarments, and they're like, "Oh, that's Keith. Then you gotta worry about that." But then it left an impression on me subconsciously, because those are my role models, those who I look up to. Those are powerful matriarchs in my family, and now they're gone. I have that ability to commune and connect with them on a higher level as well. So I happen to be, as we call it, the androgynous angels, empathic angel.
Gotcha.
I'm neither male nor female. I don't commit to either one. That's why I'm in the middle.
You know, like I've said on this podcast before that when I sometimes, you know, I don't feel it with you, but some you know, gay or homosexual males, I feel like as an empath, I feel like a tug sometimes, like as if they're seeking male energy. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, like an imbalance. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't feel it from you, but the point is I'm trying to say like I try and stay, I've learned to try and stay away from those type of men, because they, in the same way that, and I've sensed it with a lot of black women, because a lot of black women, just like I'm assuming black men, don't have a lot of fathers in their house. You know what I'm trying to say? So a lot of our women, I feel like a tug in my solar plexus, because they're looking for a certain male energy that they never got. And so sometimes I'll speak to women, empathic women, even on the show, and I feel that they're wanting to draw from that energy bank within me. You know what I'm trying to say? And so there are some homosexual men that are, you know, like the extremely flamboyant types. You know what I'm trying to say? That kind of prance around in a more feminine way than even a woman would. You know what I'm trying to say? That kind of over the top. And with them, I feel that same pull. I'm like, you know, like being around you is draining. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
And you know, they're extremely extroverted. I'm an introvert. You know what I'm trying to say? So, you know, the definition of an extrovert is someone that goes, you know, outside, seeks outside themselves for energy. The definition of an introvert is those who go inside to recharge, you know, to find energy. So, you know, tell me about your experiences with that, because you know what? You're an introvert. You're an INFP.
Yes.
So you must have gone into several relationships with men, right, and been in certain scenes that must have been draining for you. You must have learned the hard way that a lot of these people, we're going to bring havoc into your life. No,
I literally self-medicated myself the whole process. I was drunk. I was smoking weed. I wasn't feeling anything. Back then, I was an extrovert. I was a party person. And then subconsciously, a light bulb went off, and I just embraced where I was at. And now I was a socialite. I knew everybody in Atlanta, rich, poor, middle class, it didn't matter. I was able to associate with everybody because of my personality, and I am authentic.
Yeah.
You see my hurt and my pain. I'll tell you, I was living with, but I don't claim it any longer, because when you claim something, that's who you are and that's who you become. So I was living with HIV for 22 years.
I'm sorry.
I no longer am.
Living with what? I'm sorry, I missed that part.
HIV.
Okay, gotcha.
But I'm not.
Yeah.
I eat healthy. I speak positivity. I meditate. I yoga. I do what I need to do, not what they want me to do.
Understood.
I give blood when I want to give blood, so you can see what's going on with my body. Mm-hmm. Just in case if something is going on, I would like to know. Mm-hmm. So I can take precautions and just take more black seed oil. Yeah. And some more other herbs and stuff like that I take.
Gotcha.
So I'm in control, and I know that it's a man-made dis-ease.
Of course.
So once I got it out of my mentality that I removed the first three letters of I am from it, I'm not living that life.
Gotcha. Now I want to go back to your you know, just your first entrance into the gay community. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm assuming you said you self-medicated. I'm assuming you meant you took drugs.
Yeah, right. I started
I'm just saying, I want to go into that for the benefit of our listeners, because guess what?
Yes.
There's a lot. You seem like you're somewhat of an older gentleman, right?
I'm 50.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't know I would be that this show would be attracting homosexual. I'm a heterosexual male. You know what I'm trying to say, and I didn't know that
It
this show
doesn't
would.
matter.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm an empath, right? And
It doesn't matter.
And I understand, but the point I'm trying to make is that a lot of empaths I've found are actually homosexual. Does that make sense?
Yes, we're hiding. We're closeted.
Exactly.
We're actually in the mental. We're in the mental hospitals. We're bipolar.
That's the point I'm trying to make right now. I'm saying I made a show for empaths. I did not know. I'm a heterosexual man. I did not know that I would be attracting. So I'm saying, please, you help me convey a message to help them, because I can't. Does that make sense? Tell. Let's go into the part where you're trying to find the male energy that you lacked from your father in these men, in these scenes. I'm assuming these clubs or what? Tell me about that, please.
Clubs, bars, Craigslist. Just we had word of mouth. I just knew a lot of people. I've been in Atlanta back in 1989 when I got here, and I didn't come out into the gay scene until around in the 90s. Because back in New Jersey, where I'm from, I went to straight clubs. I hung out with straight kids. If I wanted to go to a gay club, I would take the train over to New York City by myself, or take the bus over.
How old were you, by the way, at this point?
I was about 18.
Gotcha.
I was running around. I was literally hanging out with the drug dealers and people that I wasn't supposed to hang out with. Kind of, sort of, in a certain sense, back in the early 80s for me. But that part of my life, it taught me and brought me to where I am today, and I'm glad I went through it.
I understand. I understand, but I want to know. I want to know more. I want to know. Listen, don't hold anything back. You listen to the show, man. I want to know the nitty gritty.
I know.
Don't you listen, man. You're gonna have to deal with some painful stuff right now. I want to understand.
Oh, I can deal with it because I've cried. I've cried all my tears, and it's
just. I'm saying, let's talk about the energetic tug that I was talking about before.
There was no energy tug. Back then, the energy, it was a different vibe.
Yeah.
The energy, the gay scene here in Atlanta, Freaknik was going on. We had so many parties. Every weekend was a party. Every day was a party. Because I didn't have any responsibilities. I didn't take any responsibilities because I was dealing with being a teenager in a child's body.
Gotcha.
I'm that child that never grew up. I'm that child that said at age 10 that I'm going to live in the Peter Pan syndrome for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Didn't know what that meant. And what it meant for me was I've never aged. I have the spirit of that child.
Yeah.
Because that child never left me. He got mad with me when I had to go through my ordeal being molested by my uncle when I was 6 years old and had to carry that memory. And then another uncle molested me later on in life, and I had to carry that memory. And then I had to let that go once I told my mom. And she told me the worst thing that she could possibly ever say to me. It happened to them. Okay, well, see why somebody didn't stop it when it came to my turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be the one. I have nephews that I love because I can't have any kids. Mm-hmm. I love my nephews. Like, they can have my last breath. Both of them. And the new one on the way. I would kill you for them. Mm-hmm. Because that's my heart. I saw them come into this world before they came into this world. So by me being who I am, I'm able to see into other worlds. And I saw them coming. I see things before it happens. Mm-hmm. I feel things before it happens. After I got tired of the gay scene and going out and getting drunk and not remembering how I got home, and I already knew who bed I was in. I was always in mine because I knew my spirit wasn't going to allow me to just sleep with any and everybody for so much longer. Yeah. I had to stop.
Yeah. But you're running away from your pain. You're right, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Gotcha.
I was looking for love in all the wrong directions, and I ran across so many guys that had the actual name of Michael. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that fascination was. I guess because Michael Jackson.
Yeah, but
But he was
I think
younger.
that could have been it, but I think it also could have been the Archangel Michael too.
Yes, because I just found out one of my good mentor students, his name is Michael.
Mhm.
And he's always been there for me whenever I got into a tight situation. Because I was homeless at one point. And I've had different students all around the country send me money to help me pay for my room, or I was doing massages to pay for my room. And Spirit was like, okay, enough is enough. You got to stop this right now. We're going to have to show you who is in control. And when everything came to a complete halt, everything changed. I changed. I don't want to give massages anymore. I don't want to see anyone naked anymore.
Okay,
I don't want
it
to,
wasn't a typical massage, is what you're trying to say. Yeah.
yes,
Gotcha.
I was surviving. I was surviving very well. I'm accustomed to a certain lifestyle.
Understood.
And
Yeah.
I provide that for myself. And if not, I have others that will provide it for me.
Understood. Yeah.
But I don't, that mentality and that state of mind does not exist anymore. It's all about me.
A lower vibrational lifestyle, you're saying.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. And once I started getting conscious back in '07, I started doing some energy work. I started learning reflexology. When I tell you, I can touch your feet 2 to 14 days before any menstrual cycle for any woman that's had the most horrific menstrual cycles, that she will be feeling like a brand new woman and won't even understand it. Because all I'm doing is stimulating and manipulating the energies that's in her body, on the feet and the hands. And they're located, for us, they're just called different names, but everything it's the same. It's just the genital areas that change.
No, I understand.
And the mind.
I understand. Like, I gotta confess that me as a heterosexual man, I've had some negative experiences with some homosexual men. I'm trying to say, and on an energetic level, So the thing is, I may have some so I had a friend, it's my best friend. I met him in high school. I was in the chorus. I have a Virgo moon and I'm a Virgo rising. So I have a very balanced masculine and feminine. But I'm trying to say, but I never had any feelings towards being with a man. I'm trying to say, I'm just balanced masculine and feminine. But the thing is that, my friend, we kind of always knew, we kind of always thought that maybe there's something with him, but I didn't, there's no way for me to know, but eventually he kind of came out on me one day. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was, we got an apartment together and I was playing a video game and this dude came out of his room half naked with his freaking, his dong hanging out. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, is that your ass? He's like, are you staring at my ass, Lewis? So I'm like, exactly. So I'm like, oh, okay. I just didn't know, it was just, exactly. So I felt a certain demonic, this dude had a certain demonic type energy towards me. I'm trying to say, and the energy, he was a Scorpio. The energy in the house was just, it was just dark, man, dark and sexual. And I was just like, all right, it was, how, so for me, I feel like I gotta just get this out for me and for other heterosexual men. I feel that as an empath, I think a lot of black men that are heterosexual may be empathic, but it's I think that and I'm not blaming you. I understand your situation. I'm trying to say, I'm just saying that I feel like the whole burst of the homosexual thing has made it so a lot of heterosexual strong black men have been afraid to be in touch with their feminine side, if that makes any sense. Because it's if you hug a man or you embrace a man, it's almost like your masculinity is in question, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, that's just a weak-minded person.
You think so?
Yeah, I know so.
Yeah.
I lived on both sides of the spectrum, so I can talk about it and have a more clear understanding for you. I know how a woman wants to be touched and caressed and loved, the mental. And I know how a man wants to be touched and caressed and loved, the physical. Mm-hmm. So by us being visual creatures, it's self-evident. You didn't come here for that experience. I did. I just don't remember it. I remember being pushed out. Mm-hmm. But I don't remember. It's certain bits and pieces I do remember that comes back to my memories. Mm-hmm. And I have flashbacks of them. And people around me, when I had sessions, were having flashbacks of them as well. Mm-hmm. And everybody can't be straight. Everybody can't be gay. Everybody can't be fat, everybody can't be tall, everybody can't be skinny, everybody can't be black, everybody can't be white, blue, green, and purple. We have to be a mixture. We have to be multidimensional, universal. We have to be who you are and be happy in yourself.
Gotcha.
And once you're happy in yourself, you don't give a fuck about what anybody else thinks or says. Once you become unfuckwittable, then I mean, if I had to sit and worry about every time somebody looked at me wrong and said something, that's why God gave me the ability to see your thoughts before you even get them out your brain.
Understood.
I can feel your thoughts. I can put some thoughts up in your brain if you piss me off the wrong way.
I understand. Yeah, I'm not.
We have that ability to push people.
Yeah.
And I've been practicing very well.
Understood. I mean, my thing is like.
But you have to be open like a can of paint, Ralph Lauren paint. It's the best kind. You have to be open-minded to everything that you come across, because not every experience is for you to endure. You might have to go through it to understand it and to be able to say, okay, we know what, I know somebody that can help you. Here's their number. Call them. They can relate with you. Or maybe I know somebody else on this spectrum that can help you. We all here to help each other, but we just forgot that. Yeah. And once we get back on course and getting our bodies healthier and eating, I'm drinking baking soda and water right now, hot. And it's like 90-something degrees here in Atlanta. But I'm good because I know my universe. I know how to cool it down and when to heat it up. So know thyself, love thyself, be thyself.
I understand, brother. I'm just trying to. For me, this is a good opportunity to get some things out in the universe. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So like,
but don't say trying, because then that's all you'll be doing in life is trying.
No, I hear you.
Just do it.
Yeah, exactly. To get some things out here in the universe. Absolutely.
Yes. Because then you'll be able to now that you can. You sense my energy. I come from a love and light, positive. I've been down in negative too long. I gotta stay positive. I have to vibrate high. I have to have other people get up on my level and my frequency. I know they're not gonna reach it, but they can at least try.
No, I hear what you're saying.
And have some fun along the way, because I'm gonna make it comical.
I understand.
That's the Heyoka in me.
Gotcha.
Because I'm half Cree-American.
Understood. Let me ask you this. Like,
yes.
So you seem like this is just me, looking at the only thing I knew about you for a while was your YouTube profile. Now you seem like a brother that studies the Bible to some extent. Yeah.
I grew up in the church. That's all the family knows is the church, and they didn't never have white Jesus in the church. So I've never seen that.
That's good.
Can't recall that. But I left there. I joined because I thought I was going through some man-made disease and going to die. And I'm very disrespectful to death because I know there's more to life. I've had 3 near-death experiences, and each one's taught me something else about myself in a different era and a different light. So death, I welcome it, because that's the only way I'm going to get up out of this existence.
Understood. I understand. But I mean, let me ask you this, because I recently saw a brother that was homosexual, and he said he's trying to embrace his queerness. Now let me ask you this. Like, no, this shows about metaphysics and getting closer to God. Now, like, do you let me ask you this. How has like in the Christian understanding, you know what I'm trying to say, there is a disdain, I would say, for homosexuals. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, now, how is that, like, has that impacted you in terms of your understanding of God, or no?
It did. That's why I was tormented for so long. That's why I became an escape artist. And that's when I escaped into the liquor and the weed and cocaine, just to hide from that, because I felt like a part of me subconsciously was like, this ain't right, you need to stop, you're going to go to hell, you're an abomination. So my ideology and my belief systems have changed. I know that without a shadow of a doubt, if I was an abomination, I would have been erased a long time ago. when I attempted to commit suicide because of the abuse that I had to endure as a child. That didn't happen. It was a stronger calling on my life.
Mm-hmm.
Each and every time that I had a near-death experience, I received a message, and then all my messages became more clear upon reading Matthew 7:7. Asking it shall be given, seeking you shall find, knocking the door shall be opened unto you. I began knocking. I began tearing that door down.
Gotcha.
I wanted to know, am I immortal?
Yeah.
And where will my soul be at? My soul is everywhere. This is just a version of me right here standing outside. Yeah. There's another version of me on another plane.
Yeah.
So when you just have to go through your own spirituality journey like a shaman and just really reevaluate your beliefs and not what's been ingrained into you from lineage to lineage to lineage to lineage to lineage. And then that's what you just stuck on stupid.
No, I hear you.
But then I learned Sufi, I learned Hindu, Buddhism, I learned all different types of religions. And I am just experiencing God my way. But in a way that's loving and uplifting and helping others to achieve their greatness. I'm not the devil. I didn't come to kill or steal or destroy. I just want to spread love, show love, give love, and just be love.
I understand, brother, but I'll say, and I agree with what you're saying, but I'll make this point that, I've lived my life by 5 principles: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And yes. I'll say that in terms of bringing justice in the world, I feel that, you tell me what you feel, but I feel that the Messiah is going to be a black man. What do you feel about that?
Oh, I already know I've seen him already.
Gotcha. So, I mean,
I seen a replica of him, but not the one.
Understood. It's fine.
I've seen his replica.
Understood. But I'm just saying that I feel, and you tell me if how you feel about this. I feel that the white man or the European male knows that a black Messiah is coming to the people of America that have been been enslaved and been in bondage for so long, and that he is afraid of that masculine energy. No.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. So I'm just saying that I feel that this is no offense to you, but I feel that there is a gay agenda or homosexual agenda to effeminize black men.
Not all.
Like
many are called, but few are chosen.
I hear what you're saying.
Not all.
I'm not saying effeminate. I'm talking about heterosexual men. I'm saying, like, for example, like there was the actor. You know Dave Chappelle, right?
Yeah.
He was talking about how he was on a Hollywood set one time, and there was these 2 white guys, and they came to him all of a sudden when he was in his trailer, and they said, "We want you
to dress.
Exactly. We want you to put on a dress." He's like,
but see, that was for another agenda. They was trying to cover that up for one agenda over another agenda. So that was 2 agendas going on at that time.
I'm saying that there is, for example, they had LeBron James with a blonde weave and a dress on. You know what I'm trying to say? They had Ricky Williams with a
sacrifice.
The point I'm trying to say is that there is a fear. I feel that there's a fear of the black male energy in America because there's a fear of justice in America. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not disregarding you or your spiritual path. I think you're beautiful. I think you're a beautiful child of God. You know what I'm trying to say?
Thank you.
All I'm saying
as well as you are.
Yes. All I'm saying is that for me in my path, you know what I'm trying to say? I could not. Number one, holy crap, the biggest wasp. Number one, I haven't had sex with anything, right? And over around 10 years now. You know what I'm trying to say? And so like for me, I know I could not energetically have that energy of reaping justice in the traditional male sense. I'm trying to say, like a lion. If I were to be with a homosexual man, you know what I'm trying to say? So that's all I'm saying on an energetic level. In terms of the morality, you know what I'm trying to say? Like I understand that you suffered at the hands of men that were demonic, You know what I'm trying to say? And so you're you're in a process of healing from that. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's not, you're going, when this is over, you're like you said, your soul is already in other planes, and so you're not, you're going to be fine. You know what I'm trying to say? You're going to be fine. This is not, like, this is not against your soul. You're a beautiful child of God. The thing is that I'm saying that there's an agenda on black men in general in terms of our masculinity. And that only goes to benefit the white supremacist system that we live in currently. Yeah. Like, let me ask you this, like, in terms of your spirituality, this is a question I ask a lot of people, that join my Facebook group. I ask the question, if you had the power to either, this is hypothetical, but if you had the power to either create a new black civilization, right? Let's take a new Egypt, right? Or to end the world freeing our souls, which would you choose and why?
Free our souls.
Why is that?
Because we can create anywhere else we want to. We're not limited.
Exactly. Bingo. Exactly. Thank you. And that's exactly why in the Moorish Science Temple, there's a quote that they say that Jesus is justice, or Christ is justice. So the point is that, like, I need personally, on a personal level, I need to have that energy, of that justice. And so that's why I've had to, I feel in my life, distance myself from certain people in the homosexual community, because I feel like you were saying earlier, that some of them are seeking that masculine energy in a man. You know what I'm trying to say? And so it'd be draining for me. You know what I'm trying to say? And in the same respect, it's draining for me sometimes dealing with a lot of our women, because a lot of our women don't have men in the house and they're seeking that father energy. You know what I'm trying to say? I shouldn't say men, I should say a father in the house. Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say? So when you have that father type energy, sometimes people, whether they know it or not, they're seeking that. You know what I'm trying to say? And they've never acknowledged it. And so they may drain you, so I'm just saying that I've had to, out of love for God, distance myself from people that may not recognize that they're seeking the male energy in their life. And so that they can find it in themselves within God, because we all had the potential of God within us to find it. No?
Definitely.
Yes.
I resonate with that. I relate with that.
Yes, thank you. And go ahead.
At any given time, if I feel like I'm being threatened or anything like that, or bodily harm, trust and believe me, I will put hands up. I do know. I've been trained very well in my childhood.
I understand, brother. and God willing, you won't have to, but I understand.
No.
Yeah.
But I had to growing up though, because being who I dealing with my sensitivity. Yeah. My sensitivity would show itself in different areas in my life.
Yep.
Growing up, it would appear, it would disappear, and then it would appear again. And then when it came back this time, it's like, whoa, are you really ready for this? I opened that door, and I've embraced it, and I've been enjoying it ever since then. And I've been helping and mentoring all over the world.
So
and I love it.
Tell me about that. What do you mentor? Who do you mentor, should I say?
I mentored a young man back in the early 2000s. He wanted to learn how to open his third eye, and I just guided him on how to do that, and that's all he wanted. So I tried to reach out to him once before, never to no avail, but I guess he's doing wonderful, because once you know how to open that third eye, you can see everything you need to see in this resistance.
Gotcha.
I had a young lady, a professional athlete that lives in the south of France and in New York City. I've been working with her for on and off for 5 years, giving her guidance and keeping her stable in her mind, body, and spirit. I've had clients and students from Chicago, California, Connecticut, just all over. Whoever, if you put out a call and you meditated on it and you just waiting for God to send you that right person that can answer you and give you all the answers that you need at that given moment, then I'll get the call and then I'll be the one to answer it. I'll just be of service in any capacity that I've been trained and studied for vigorous years.
Gotcha. Now,
to help.
Understood. Now, people that are healers also had to heal themselves. So let's go back into how you healed yourself, because give me a time frame. You're 50 years old now, right? So you're an OG in this, right? So
yes, I am.
So tell me about healing yourself. Let's go back to that 18-year-old man that is out the house and friends with the drug dealers and
that's
partying.
The thing. I wasn't out of the house.
Oh, you weren't.
I wasn't out of the house. I was still in the house. I back in New Jersey. I had dropped out of high school. I got tired of going to school. when I found out later on, and I just found out, I didn't find out, I just remember that I was dyslexic back in high school in the 7th grade. I failed the 7th grade twice. And I guess they just got tired of me and just pushed me to the 8th grade. And then I went to the 9th grade. And when I got to the 11th, they wanted to tell me towards the last part of the year that I wasn't going to graduate. And I felt like that was really shady of them to do to me. So May 29th, 1989, 86, 86, they decided you didn't want to be in high school anymore, come to the principal's office and sign yourself out. So I said, excuse me, I'm ready to go. I packed my stuff up, and I said, this was fun, but I got to go. This is not for me anymore. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of getting up coming here. So in my school that I went to at that time was a fashion school, so we just was dressing the part as though we was living that lifestyle. And that got nuisance to me, so I went to the principal's office, signed myself out. I say about 2-3 months later, my mom got me a job working at AT&T in Parsippany, New Jersey. And from there on out, I've been working. I mean, on and off, but I started my professional career and went back to the school to let the principal know, you said I wasn't going to be anything. You said I wasn't going to amount to anything. Well, I'm 18 years old. I dropped out of high school. I'm making $400 a week. I think I'm doing better than you are right now. What are you pushing? And she just looked at me and said, okay, well, you just happen to be one of the good ones that had someone there pushing you. I said, yeah, you should have never doubted that when I told you it the first time.
Gotcha.
So I'm very slick at my mouth because my spirit has been through so much. So we know how to come for you before you get there.
I understand, brother. Let me ask you about that. Like, I could be wrong. You tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel that when that a father, just his presence can give you a certain amount of security. Now, you may not have had that from your father. You probably had the opposite of that. But
yeah,
I feel that sometimes this is from speaking to women or sisters, so I'm trying to relate it with you as well. But I think it works with both sexes, that when you have that energy in your life of someone to protect you, I'm trying to say, and that security, you feel a lot less vulnerable, like you have to defend yourself. I'm trying to say. Now,
yeah.
Like, do you feel that no? I wonder if do you feel that as a gay man that you have to defend yourself more, or is it just where did that come from? Like this, when did this or is it just the hurts that you went through the abuse? Like, I'm trying to say, like,
the hurt.
Yeah, gotcha. How have you dealt with that?
It's a guard.
Yes, exactly. How have you dealt with that?
I've forgiven them. I told my mom I've forgiven them.
What is forgiveness to you? What is forgiveness to you? Please tell me.
Forgiveness is admitting it out loud and looking at myself in the mirror and dealing with the emotions of asking the little Frederick Keith Bush in me, do he forgive me for being asleep? I'm grown now. I'm not going to let anyone fuck with us or hurt us anymore. I say who. I choose. No one's being forced upon me. I have free will.
You said for being asleep? For being asleep?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that, brother? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
I was asleep for a minute. When you go through a traumatic experience, you go to sleep. You don't use your ability. Your abilities aren't there. You're just in limbo. And then when you wake up, some synchronicity moment occurs that a trigger, because everything is a trigger.
Yeah. I
got triggered. I was triggered to sleep. I was triggered awake.
Yeah, but that's during that's after the abuse when you were 18 and up. I'm talking about, what about
the abuse went on further. It went on when I was 18.
Oh, I didn't know that, brother.
It went on. It stopped. It started up. It stopped, and it started up. When it started up, it was the family member was living with me when it happened again. So I forgave them. I let it go. I don't think of, I cried it all out of me. I can talk about, if I wasn't triggered anymore, when I hear it, I would get upset. I don't get upset anymore. So I let it go. It's not a part of me anymore. When I talk about being homeless, I don't get upset anymore. I let it go. I had to go through that because I know what I want now. I really know what the law of attraction is. I know how to work it now. I was confused. I was a Pisces, March 14th.
Yeah.
I'm just a little in my head because when you go through a traumatic experience, we are escaping. We are the best escape artists.
I
we
know
how
about
to
Pisces.
escape
Hell
into
yeah.
our minds.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I've been there. I've been in my mind a long time.
Yeah.
Now I'm coming out.
Yeah.
I'm free. I'm trying to, each day I intend to be more calmer. I intend not to be triggered. People trigger me and they know they trigger me and I have to cut them loose because they lied to me and my stomach hurts. When people lie to me, my stomach hurts.
Explain that. Give me a scenario, please.
That's how far it has. God has really, really opened that ability up for me. Before, it was like a little feeling, like a little tug on my solar plex.
Yeah.
Now it hurts. It's like a knife is being stuck in there on both ends of my solar plex, the front and the back, and it's meeting, and they're twisting each other around.
Give me an example. Like, give me a scenario.
Someone lied to me. Someone, can't really say any names, but
okay.
Someone lied to me recently,
yeah.
and they got some money from me, yeah. And they said that it would help us and it would create a better life. Well, nobody is going to help anybody, not melanated people. That's the mindset that we're in right now in this reality. If we weren't in that mindset, we all would be more successful individuals and be prosperous because there's enough out here for everybody. I wouldn't have to be a struggling, I'm sorry, I take that back. I'm not a struggling artist. I wouldn't have to succumb to the things that I had to succumb to be where I am as the healer, and I'm not wounded.
Mm-hmm.
I've healed my own wounds, so I'm able to heal others without even having to be in your presence. Yeah. I don't have to see anybody to heal them.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it with my words, my thoughts, and my actions.
Mm-hmm.
I know better now. I know how to use my words in an appropriate way that's going to help edify and expand someone else's, so that they don't have that. If they are going through what I'm going through, it's all right. It's all right. You don't have to be hard on yourself. You don't have to belittle yourself. You don't have to have low self-esteem. You don't have to use drugs and alcohol to hide that. Just deal with it, embrace it, move on. Because it's making you stronger. You don't see it now, but it is making you stronger.
Yeah, the pain.
Because someone's gonna come around in your life, might be the next day, that God places in your path that's going through the same thing, but they did it a different way and they got a different outcome. And it might be the outcome that you need to hear. So we're all a lesson and a blessing and a testimony for each other.
Understood.
We just forgot it.
How did you get to that point though? Like how does healing
life?
How does healing of Frederick Bush look? You know what I'm trying to say? Explain to me how that happened. You know, when was the breaking point when you broke down? I'm assuming, I could be wrong, but for me personally, I surrendered to my soul, which is God. You know what I'm trying to say? And yes. I said, I'm going to stop being the stupid ass human that I had been, and I'm going to listen to you. You tell me if that was you. When did that happen for you? Tell me.
When I fractured my thumb, I had an epiphany.
Okay.
I had an epiphany before I fractured my thumb. I said, Lord, if I'm unable to work and maintain my lifestyle, how am I going to survive? That has always been on my mind. And it came to me. I have healing in my words. I have healing in I can look at you and heal you. I have it in me, so it's not outside of me. I don't have to worry about if I lose a limb. I'm still going to be all right because I'm a child of the Most High God. And he supplies all my needs. All of them. I only trust her. I gave it up. I got tired of being sick and tired of being in control, thinking that I was running shit and I wasn't doing shit. Because if I was doing shit, I would be further along in my shit. Mm-hmm. But God placed me right here to be in this situation, to learn, to grow, and to really know what I want and say what I mean and mean what I say.
Understood. But don't wag her. Understood, brother. But did you meditate? Like what was your modality of healing to get to that point?
To me.
It just came to you?
It just came to me.
Gotcha.
When you got a knowing that's out of, I heard a voice, and my ancestors used to tell me, if you hear somebody calling your name in the spirit world, don't answer. I'm curious. I want to know who calling. So I answered. And when I answered, that's when Pandora's box opened up. That's when I had witches coming for me. They wanted to manipulate me and my energy and my powers because they knew I'm a very powerful healer. Mm-hmm. I know this. So one of them in particular, I don't know her name, I can't even remember her, but how it worked out in my favor, I was rubbing a turquoise stone with my thumb and my index, and I split it in half with my energy. Mm-hmm. Last time I checked, can't no man split no rocks with no his bare hands. Mm-hmm. So I had to have some kind of force, angelic force behind my fingers.
Understood.
Seeing non-physical beings following behind people, don't even know that they got spirits following behind them, and I can see them and they can't, and I'm like, how do I walk up and tell them, such and such person is following you, and you need to do this, that, and the other to rectify that situation and be done with it. Mm-hmm. Some people understand it, some people aren't. I approach people how I feel. Mm-hmm. If I feel comfortable enough to say, well, this God told me to tell you this. Understood. And be like, well, how you know to tell me? He told me to tell you now. Because I did that once before. I was in the Pentecostal church, and this lady upstairs was she was in the church with me. She went downstairs to the bathroom. I'm upstairs. Now wait a minute. I was downstairs in the bathroom, and she was upstairs in another section of the church. And Spirit had me to hear her walking out of the church as I was using the restroom. And I was supposed to stop what I was supposed to do and go give her a message, and I didn't. And I got reprimanded for it. Mm-hmm. And I learned not to do that. So I had to stop second-guessing myself. I don't call myself a psychic. I just have a knowing that's out of this world. And Understood. If I can tell you something that is going to either validate or confirmate something that you already know about that I have no inkling of knowing, hello. Yeah. It's got to be divine.
No, I understand, brother.
I don't have time for voodoo. I each his own, but I love the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Understood, brother. Now let me ask you two questions. Number one, did this ability to, see things and hear messages and things like that, did that happen just snap on one day, or did this happen? Would you all?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Matthew 7:7. When I read, okay, stop, leave me alone. I got bees falling on me now.
It's all good.
They're not biting me, but I saw a hawk a couple of days ago and butterflies. But these bees, they trying to tell me, they telling me something. I'm sweet right now. Gotcha. I'm sweet like honey. Good thing. I'm sorry.
All good, brother. Okay, so you're saying so you just basically snapped on one day, and okay, gotcha. That was my answer.
And see, like I said, when you ask for something, Matthew 7:7, you gotta be prepared for Pandora's box,
Understood.
Whether it's Pandora or your mind.
Yes, I hear you saying.
Once you get to that point where you can meditate under a sleeping bag, a black sleeping bag in a townhouse with a noise of the highway moving back and forth all day long, and meditate and literally take my body from that room up into the galaxies, and was like, damn, this shit is awesome. Mm-hmm. I love meditating. I wish I could do this for a living and not have to work and just meditate.
Yeah, I hear you.
I can't do that. I gotta work.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, now that was the first question. The second question is, let me ask you this: because some people might say I'm a witch or a warlock, or some people might say you're a warlock or into something voodoo or something. What do you think distinguishes us from those people? Because what defines that to you?
Divination, just a tool. That's all it is. It's a tool. I don't need a tool. I thought I needed tarot cards. They didn't work out for me. I did Doreen Virtue. They didn't work out for me. I didn't need that. Mm-hmm. Mine just come out of thin air. I can hear a music tone a tune, a beat, a vibration, a frequency, I can see it. I can see the energy. I can hear it. I'm that open.
Gotcha.
I don't need tools.
But you were,
I thought I did
yeah, but you were saying
because I
that,
had a pendulum.
yep, gotcha. But my thing is, you were saying that when your abilities came on, you were saying that people began to, you said witches came after you, you said.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm saying,
I have been advertising for healing.
okay.
And different one. I've met a lot of people.
Yeah.
I did a lot of body work on a lot of men and women doing Reiki with their clothes on, or just mentoring someone over the phone.
Yeah.
But people, when you start getting real high into the spiritual realm,
Yeah.
demons are gonna come for you.
Mm-hmm.
Low vibrational people are gonna come for you. And then when you around low vibrational people all the time, that energy attaches to you and you take that home with you, and then they just start to, fuck with you in your sleep or whatever.
Yeah.
I've never had that problem. Well, I've had the sleep paralysis twice in my lifetime. And after it happened to me, went upstairs and jumped on my mom.
Gotcha.
Because she's sensitive, but she's not using it.
Yeah.
I'm out here by myself learning everything.
Understood.
And that's why I feel so guarded.
Yeah, I understand. Now, this is my definition of it, of what distinguishes, in this occult world, what distinguishes those who serve a will to end this world versus those who serve a will to keep this world going. That's kind of how I distinguish what good and evil is. You know what I'm trying to say? Is the will of the Messiah is to end this world.
Yes.
You know what I'm trying to say? Is to end this world, and that there are some people that worship the earth. You know what I'm trying to say? Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying that there are some people that look at the earth as if it is at the earth as if it is God. You know what I'm trying to say? I have a vessel, and I understand that to keep that vessel alive, I have to unfortunately eat plants, and I know they don't want. I know even a plant doesn't want to die. Obviously, an animal doesn't want to die, but it's something that I have to do. But I don't worship the vessel. I worship what's inside the vessel, and I understand that the will of what's inside the vessel is to return to where its origin. You know what I'm trying to say? And I think that there are some people that want to block us to return to that origin. So they try and keep the vibration of this world functioning on a lower fear-based vibration. You know what I'm trying to say? Where there's disunity. You tell me you tell me how you feel about that.
If we break all the TVs in the world, who would know? You have to feel your way through.
What do you mean by that?
I feel the weather. I feel the weather all over the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you saying. Yeah,
I know when it's gonna rain. I just don't know where it's at, but I know it's coming.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
We've got rid of the lies that the television is telling every day. Buy this, buy that. The biggest consumers are black people. Make sure they see this new thing that's coming out. Make sure they got it. No, break the TVs.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's the source.
I agree. It keeps people locked in. I felt a certain way yesterday. I didn't know what it was, and I was just feeling really heavy. I'm like, what the heck? It turns out there was a hurricane going on, and and my family lives down there in like the Carolinas. So, I went and looked. I went and looked. So I feel what I'm feeling, and then I go online to find out what's going on. You know what I'm trying to say? I have a lot of people that like my empath group that they'll say to me like, how do you, as an empath and a highly sensitive person, how do you function in watching the news when it's so chaotic? You know what I'm trying to say? What I say is, I don't watch the news. I have my mother that watches the news. If there's a hurricane in the area, she'll call me up and tell me. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, how do you function with that? Like, how do you handle, like, do you have a TV in your house or apartment?
Unfortunately, yes, and it's glued to CNN. So I'm seeing stuff that I really don't care to. So when the TV is on and it stays on 24/7, I attempt to make it my business to come outside, get some sun, walk in the grass, do whatever I need to do to clear my mind. If I have to do some energy work, tapping on my head, like I was saying before, tapping on different parts of you. Just tapping on all parts of your body will open up any blockages and any stagnant energy that's not moving. It'll help it to move so you don't get stuck in a certain mind frame where you get lost.
Gotcha. We're hitting almost an hour mark here, so I want to kind of close on with 2 questions here, if you wouldn't mind answering these for me. What advice could you give a young brother who's, I guess, who may have come from a situation like yourself that may have experienced, I guess, would you say sexual molestation, right?
Celibacy, because I've been celibate for a minute now.
Yeah.
And that's the only way to be.
Don't be ashamed of it, brother. How long have you been celibate for? I've already told people on the podcast I've been celibate for 10 years.
Yeah. 6 years.
Yeah, gotcha. Because I find that a lot of people, when they experience pain, they want to cover that with pleasure. I need pleasure. I need pleasure, but it doesn't allow them to heal, So,
no,
yeah,
it doesn't.
Exactly.
And besides, they're actually having sex with thousands of other people that they've had sex with, and they got attachments attached to them that they don't know of. And if you ain't cutting cords or removing stuff,
when you say attachments, brother, what do you mean demonic attachments?
Yes,
okay,
because you don't know who the other person.
I want to put it out there. I just wanted to put it out there because
you can't just when you sleep with someone, that old saying, they don't slept with 50 other people, but you don't know what other 50 people they slept with, and their spirits aren't holy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Everything that cries holy ain't holy.
Yeah. Exactly.
And no, that's why I had to stop having sex. The attachments. When I see non-physical beings following people, okay, well, I can't see who following behind me, but no, let's stop right here. I just look at I like beautiful pictures of beautiful men and women.
Yeah.
I don't touch.
I understood, brother, but
I don't touch anymore.
The thing is,
touching got me in trouble. Touching gets you in trouble.
I hear what you're saying, but what you're saying is that for some people, the whole attachments, demonic attachments, it may just be like a theory, but in you actually see it. So you knew you knew that this shit was not no fucking joke.
No,
this is not a fucking joke.
Spirit. When I go to sleep at night, okay, B, leave me alone. I got the message. Oh, you done brought a friend with you. Okay, I got to go. When you dealing with attachments, it's just another round. Another round. Them bees distracted me.
It's all good, brother. One last question here. What like, this is a deep question, but like, how? I think maybe we're doing it right now, but I mean, my goal is, part of my goal, I live by 5 principles: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, right? And one of those is peace. How do you feel that, people like yourself, like, you would describe yourself as a bisexual man, right? Or right? Maybe, or
I'm just me.
Just you, gotcha. But
I left that alone.
The classifications, but I'm saying there is what, there's something called the LGBT community or LGBTQ community. Like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if would you consider yourself part of that? Not really.
Nah,
gotcha.
I have my own agenda. My agenda is love, peace, and equality. I don't want to get behind someone else, and no.
I respect that.
Plus, they're trying to add pedophile to that label now. So I've been separated myself from that equation.
Yeah.
I don't do the gay prides, white or black. I don't go to no one's club.
Yeah.
I'm more giving back, doing nonprofit organizations, being a vessel, and doing other things in other capacities. As far as that part, done with. Doesn't even fascinate me.
Understood. Well, maybe that is the answer to bringing peace. I think it really just comes down to you're serving God. You're serving God's will. You know what I'm trying to say? That's exactly it. And I just want
to make him happy.
Understood, brother. That's beautiful. Is there anything else you want to close on, or you think that'll do?
That's it. I really enjoyed this opportunity with you. Like I said before, I joined Facebook for my branding, for eventually soon to becoming a spiritual life coach in the process. But I wanted to meet you. I wanted your energy. I wanted to converse with you. I wanted to know how you think about different things on different aspects of life and getting your perspective of it, because What we do lack is that male support, the camaraderie.
Yeah.
Regardless who I sleep with, it doesn't matter. I can hold a conversation. I can play basketball. I can play football. I can do the same things you do, probably even better.
No doubt.
But I wouldn't hold that against you, and I wouldn't judge you for it.
Of course, yeah.
I'm going to still love you right where you are.
Same here.
So
Absolutely.
I just say peace and love to everyone, and just love each other where they are.
All right, brother. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for your time. Wow, we'll definitely have to have you back on again, brother. All right.
Thank you. You have a prosperous rest of your life.
Peace and love.
Bye-bye. Thank you.